Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here. Alright, so in this video, I wanted to share the story of why we are not on Fiverr anymore. Alright, so we waited to share this story with you guys because we wanted everything to settle down and get taken care of, and you'll understand what I mean when I tell the story. So everything just got settled about 2 days ago, so that's why I'm able to now share the story with you. So if you've been watching our channel for a bit now, you'll know that we were doing Fiverr, and we were pretty much at near the end of it all. We were doing Fiverr full time. So in the 2018 year, we made a push to make Fiverr full-time income, and we got it to a point where we were making about $3,000 to $5,000 a month on Fiverr. And we were getting orders daily, and it was so crazy, multiple orders per day, and Fiverr had done a really good job of taking it from a $5 platform to being able to charge hundreds of dollars. So Fiverr is not a $5 site anymore. It's basically like a freelance site, and you can charge much higher. Near the end there, we actually had clients that we lost, but the Fiverr gig was for $500 US, so it wasn't like a $5 thing anymore. Now, this whole thing happened in February. Now, we had just come back from China, from Shanghai, China in January. And, when we were in Shanghai doing the whole New Year's thing, we were like, yeah, 2019, we're going to kill it. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be crazier. And we're just going to ramp things up. Well, we got back and everything was going crazy with Fiverr. We were getting daily orders, multiple daily orders, like so many messages, like every hour, every moment there were Fiverr messages, because Arit had built our profile to the point where it was like everyone was going to her for this specific gig. Now, it was a graphic design gig where she did like PDF graphic design, and she would design these worksheets and marketing materials and ebook covers and basically anything for marketing she was able to design and create, and people loved working with her. In fact, I think we almost had 900 5-star reviews, and not everyone left a review, but to have almost 900 5-star reviews is an amazing portfolio of reviews. Like, there are so many people that loved working with Arit and said that they were her favorite person on Fiverr to go to. So we had built quite the portfolio and profile on Fiverr, and people loved working with us. And because people liked working with us, they wanted to get higher amount gigs. So they wanted like 20 plus worksheets done, 50 plus worksheets done, like really big size projects done. And we were in the whole thing. We were doing orders. Now because we were getting so many orders, it was crazy. Like, we were on deadlines all the time, because if you know Fiverr, when you start an order, there's literally a countdown clock. Depending on what you set your gig on, if it's going to be like a 3-day delivery, 2-day delivery. It was usually, we had between a 2-day and a 5-day delivery, depending on how crazy your project was going to be, and sometimes it would go even longer if you had a really big project. So there were a lot of these countdowns of gigs going on and messages everywhere, and everything on there is timed. So if you don't respond within a certain time, you might get a bad rating from Fiverr. They're constantly rating you. So we had all that going on. It was going great. It was the start of February, and it was looking like we were going to surpass 5,000. We were pretty much going to go on to 6, maybe even 7 with the way that it was going. And, just like any other, we got a message from a lady, and she wanted an ebook designed that would correspond with her course. And Arit said, yeah, I can definitely do that. And basically, people would message Arit saying, I want this done. And she would ask you, okay, how many pages and what kind of design what were you thinking of doing? Because if it was simple design, it's going to be cheaper. If it's more elaborate, obviously it's going to cost more because it's going to be more work. So she wanted like a 20 page or 25 page ebook or something like that. And Arit had quoted her the price. Now, when she quoted her the price, she came back and said that, this is a lot higher than she expected. And she really wanted to work with Arit because she saw all of the reviews and she was recommended. And she just really wanted to work with her. So Arit had sent her a message and said, okay, well, if you want to work off of Fiverr, then I'm able to offer you a little bit more of a discount because, Fiverr takes 20% of the chunk of the total overall gig price. And when she heard that option, she thought it was great and she loved the idea and she was actually really happy. Now, this wasn't the first time that we had offered this to other people. There were many other clients on Fiverr that just wanted to continue working off Fiverr and just deal with us directly, and we were fine with that. So because both parties had agreed, we sent the invoice to this lady, it was paid, and then Arit started working on her ebook. And usually Arit will work on the first few pages and then send the person sort of like a first draft. She sends the first draft so that they can see how she's working and how things are going. And if they like it, then she can just go and finish the whole thing rather than finishing the whole thing and then finding out that you wanted a different font. So she had messaged back and she said that she wants a different type of layout now. She wants a layout that's actually going to extend the number of pages. So when Arit was charging for this project, she charges per page because she has to design each page. The lady wanted more design work, and so it was going to extend the amount of pages. So Arit had messaged her back saying, no problem, we can for sure do that, but because this is going to be more pages than we agreed upon, we'll have to charge you extra for the extra work because there's going to be extra pages. That completely set off a bomb. She came back and was furious. She was so mad that we were charging extra for extra pages. And she started to call us like a scammer. She said that we were pulling a bait and switch on her. She said that this was bad business. She said that she's never heard of anything like this before, that when you agree upon a price, that it's going to be that price. And we politely, in the nicest way possible, we're just explaining, that like even the breakdown was there that, this is the price that you and Arit had agreed upon with that amount of pages, because Arit always asks up front every single time, how many pages is this? And then she actually puts in the quote, this is the amount per page. And then that's what was agreed upon. But she didn't like how, even though this was going to be more work and more pages, that she was going to have to pay more for it. And she was acting really crazy, to say the least. And, she was actually threatening us in the emails. And she was basically saying like, okay, well, if you can't do this, without charging me extra, I want a full refund. And that was going to be that. And we had received this. There were other things written in there that I don't really want to say because it's kind of vulgar and like I don't want to draw that kind of negativity. But basically, me and Arit, we saw this email, saw the way that she was acting, the kind of person that was coming out, and we were like, okay, you know what? Let's just give her a full refund, even though we did like work for her. Let's just give a full refund and just, say, sorry, this didn't work out. Let's agree to disagree, give you the full refund, thank you, sorry it didn't work out, and then part ways. That's how we wanted to go. Like, okay, fine, we weren't able to work it out. You're not going to budge, we're not going to budge, so we'll give you a full refund, no problem. So we sent her a really nice email saying, we have given you a full refund. Sorry, this didn't work out. We hope you find another graphic designer that can do this for you and fulfill this project for you. And we sent it and we did the refund and we thought we were good. And we're like, all right, okay, that was the one crazy person. Let's move on to the next orders because we still had like 8 pending orders that day. Well, moments later, she sent a response, losing it, and basically said that we called us scammers again and said that we were horrible and she's going to tell everybody about us that we are scamming her, and that she went to Fiverr support and sent them a screenshot of how we asked her to work off of Fiverr, and that she hopes our account gets banned and suspended and terminated, and hopefully that'll teach us to act like that towards her. As soon as I saw that email, I actually went into our Fiverr account and withdrew all of the funds that were in our account you have this amount of money that's kind of sitting there that has already gone through the process, and you can remove it because it's available. As soon as I saw that email, I got like a crazy pit feeling in my stomach, like someone had just punched me, and I felt really hurt and angry at the same time. But I knew that I needed to withdraw whatever funds we had left in our Fiverr account because I knew that something bad was going to happen after this email. So Arit saw the email as well, and we were in a coffee shop, in a public coffee shop, when we received this message and this news. And we were both like gutted, to say the least. And we're like, wow, like this one person could seriously ruin our entire Fiverr career. And so I withdrew the amount and it was fine. We were able to transfer it into our PayPal and get that all secured. And we continued as normal to fulfill the Fiverr orders. The people that were still, because we still were getting like messages for, new projects and gigs. Like it was constantly busy with that. And we didn't respond to this lady. We knew that by the way that she was acting and the way that she was writing, that she was crazy. She's one of those people that get so enraged that they want to destroy you, which is what you could see from her emails, what she wanted to do. So we didn't respond at all. And what's funny was this lady, she's a motivational speaker and she spreads positivity on her Facebook profile and in her group and in her ebook. And that's what she has built her business on. But if you were to see the kind of words that she was saying in the email, you would not think that. So after we got that message, pretty much the whole day was like ruined emotionally. Like I was pretty gutted that someone would maliciously attack us like that. And I knew that our account was going to get shut down. I knew that Fiverr was going to see that message and they're going to side with the customer. They're going to side with the buyer and they were going to shut our account down. And yes, we did break the rules and we did take her off of Fiverr. And that was our fault. That was our fault for, we were honestly trying to give her a deal and be nice because she said she couldn't pay the full amount. And, she became angry and then threw that back in our face. So there was a lesson learned there. Now, literally less than 24 hours after her sending that message and her saying that she contacted Fiverr support, I got an email in the middle of the night because I couldn't even really sleep, to be honest, because of that this was happening. And we got an email saying that our account was shut down. We violated terms of service and this and that. And in less than 24 hours, the whole thing was done and it was crushed and it was crumbled. Now, looking back, it was actually a good thing that happened because it actually freed us, because we were pretty chained to Fiverr because of how the orders were coming in so frequently and the countdown timer. The countdown timer was really what had you chained to it, because if you didn't submit your project to the buyer within the timer, the countdown timer, it would like go in the red and then you'd get a bad score. So we were constantly racing against the clock. So it freed us from that. There was like a sense of relief, but then a sense of like, oh wow, this person just like ruined our whole thing and now we don't have Fiverr anymore. And that was generating like $5,000. So we took it as a sign and we're like, okay, this crazy unexpected thing happened, this freak thing happened. What are we going to do now? How are we going to move forward? Now, the cool thing was that Arit had actually built really great relationships with the clients that we got from Fiverr. So because she was creating marketing materials, PDF guides, ebooks, banner graphics, she had their email, she had their contact information. So as soon as Fiverr imploded, she started messaging as many of our past clients from Fiverr about what had happened. And what's funny was a bunch of them were actually trying to reach out to us and find us as well. So we had people like messaging on our Facebook fan page, like finding me on Facebook and private messaging me on Facebook chat and, asking what happened on Fiverr. I'm trying to find you. We were in the middle of an order. There was like 8 orders happening when the whole thing went down. So we sent out those messages. People were trying to message us. We're just trying to let people know what's happening. And what was really crazy was Arit had sent out messages to people saying what had happened. Every single person was like, couldn't believe it, because if you've ever worked with Arit, if you've ever hired her, she is amazing to work with and shows the most respect, the most professionalism. So for this to happen was really shocking. And if you see the reviews that she got, the almost 900 reviews, people loved her. So a day after our account got shut down, we accepted the whole situation. We're like, this happened for a reason. We have to learn from it. How are we going to move forward? So we started coming up with a plan of how to now replace that income that Fiverr was making. And what's funny is not only have we replaced it, but we've actually surpassed it, which was amazing because we didn't think that we were going to do that. Like we thought we were going to get Fiverr to a certain point. So in a way, when we look back, it was actually a good thing that it exploded because it's actually freed us to do other things. And there's not as much pressure and so much stress as there was when doing Fiverr. Now, don't get me wrong, we loved Fiverr. We loved it. But I like what's happening more now. So we had emailed Fiverr, we were actually trying to appeal in the beginning, being like, this lady, this is why she sent that message. And we, showed them screenshots and everything. And we're like, our account is basically perfect. We've had nothing but 5-star reviews. Our average order is like, $100 to $500 on Fiverr. This is just one occurrence out of like thousands of people that we've serviced. And we were fully prepared that we were going to send that message and they were still just not going to do anything. So, which they didn't. They responded and said, sorry, you broke the rules, which we did. We know that we did. And you're not going to get your account back. You're terminated. But in 90 days, if you want to message us, you can get your remaining balance. So the way that Fiverr's income works is when you get paid for a gig, it goes through like a cycling of 2 weeks, and then you're able to get your money available to withdraw into your PayPal account, and then you can put it in your bank account. So they said 90 days from the day that you were terminated, message us back, and then we'll let you get your funds back. So a couple of days ago, it was the 90 days, and right on the day of 90 days from when it happened, we emailed them and said we would like to get access to our account to get our remaining funds, because there was actually a lot left in there that we weren't able to get because it was still pending. So they actually messaged us right away and said, okay, you have 24 hours to get into your account, withdraw your funds, and then we're going to shut down your account again. So they allowed us, we got in there, and there was about like $3,000 in there that we were able to withdraw, get back into our PayPal account, and we messaged them back, saying, okay, thank you, we got our money. And right after we emailed them, they closed the account back up. So they just only opened it for us to get our money back, and then they closed it down. And that was the money that was sitting in there from all the previous orders. And when Arit sent that last message to them, she actually thanked them because it actually built her skill of using PowerPoint design, of using PDFs, designing, because it was so much intensity, it was so much high stress, it was so fast-paced moving, it developed her skill at an alarming rate. So it pushed her to become very fast and very good really quickly because of how fast-paced it was with the orders and people messaging. So that was the chapter of Fiverr. It has now ended. We haven't been on Fiverr since it was shut down in February. The first week of February. And then since then, we had worked to build up and replace that income, which we have done so. So at the time, it was really gut-wrenching and it really sucked. And we were like, wow, this is such a freak thing that happened. But also looking back, it's actually good that it happened. So I'm actually glad I'm no longer angry at that person who caused all of this. I'm actually grateful now because we wouldn't be where we are now and where we're going towards. So I know this was a long one, and if you have stayed till the end, I really appreciate it. That was the whole story of Fiverr and why we're not on there anymore. I hope you guys have enjoyed this true occurrence story, and I appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Back from the dead.